Hi, I'm Scott Patrick with Rio Grande, and today we're going to set a center stone in a commitment ring. The stone we'll be setting is a Montana Sapphire from our American Mined collection. So let's get started. All right, so we've got a pre-mount engagement ring here that's already got the side stones set, and we'll be setting a 5mm center stone. What I like to do first is check the fit, and this looks like it fits down in this setting a little bit below the prong tips. This will be good. So we've got a 5mm stone. I'm going to be setting with a heart burr. I tend to set most of my pieces with hearts. They're a little bit easier to aim and find a bullseye than the softer angles of a setting burr. And there's a little bit less stress when you go ahead and bend that prong. It doesn't have to go as far. I like a good heart burr. Now, if we used a 5mm heart burr, we'd be cutting all four prongs at once, and that would be very difficult to align. So I've got about a 4.5mm heart burr here. And what I like to do is go ahead and cut the prong that's in the upper left from my view. If I tried to cut the one towards me, I wouldn't be able to see what I was cutting. Same thing over here. And if I tried to cut the one that was far away, I wouldn't be able to see the prong at all. So this one view up here at about 10 o'clock gives me a good view of the prong, of the seat, and all of its depths. So I like to keep my prong, or the burr, at a perpendicular angle to the entire setting. You don't want to be, if I'm cutting this prong, we don't want to run parallel to this prong. We're going to be perpendicular to the setting itself. So we're going to use a little bit of BurLife. That'll help us not grab, and we're going to use a little bit of a higher speed so it won't grab the prong and wrap around it as well. So we come down here, it's running, we take aim, and cut our seat. Go to the next prong. See, already we nicked that one just a tad. That's okay. And this guy over here. Get a little more BurLife there. And finally, this last one. So what I'm going to do is go back and check my depths. I'm going to bring this one down just a tad. And this one down just a tad. This one we're going to go in just a tad. I like to do them a little bit at a time. That way you can make sure that you get everything evened out. And I think we're good. All right, let's go ahead and drop our stone in, like so. And there's several ways we could do this. We could use a prong pusher to begin bringing our prongs in a little bit. And this would be brought in like so, and like so. Now this prong kind of sits high in the air, so it's easy to bend the whole setting with this if you're not careful. So we're going to tighten this up, bring it in just a little bit, so our prongs are a little more snug. And then we're going to begin tightening down the tips of the prongs with prong setting pliers. So it looks like we've got them pretty close now. So this is tacking when we're bringing them down just a little bit at a time. That'll allow us to keep the stone in a nice alignment without totally committing ourselves on anything. So we're going to bring our stone setting pliers. This has got the slotted side. It fits along this prong. And what we're doing is just using the tip of the prong on the opposite side to bring it down. And we'll do the same opposite. And again, we're tacking just a little bit at a time. And that allows us to modify this a little bit if we need to along the way. If we've got a high side, we want to do that next. And I think we're set. Basically, tacking is tightening it a little bit at a time until you can't tighten anymore. And at that point, from your tacking, you're finally set. Yeah, that stone's not going anywhere. So we check the alignment. Looks good, nice and leveled. At this point, we could call this done. We want to also check the alignment at the top. And these prongs all look pretty good. I'm going to bring this guy in just a tad, like so. Snug it down, make sure it is good. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bead on the top of these using a cup burr or concave cutter. And let's see, this looks like possibly too small. If this cutter is the same size as your burr, what you'll end up getting is kind of a Taj Mahal sort of a look. You'll cut too much on the outside of the prong. So this is a little bit bigger. I may go just a hair bigger than that even. So let's choose this puppy right here. This guy. Yeah, okay, let's give it a shot. I think it may be a tad too big. We can come back and use a smaller one if necessary. Now these load up pretty quick, so we want to use, make sure we use our BurLife. And we're going to come down here parallel to the prong itself and give it a little bit of a stirring motion like so. We want to be careful too, even though these are sapphires and they've got a hardness of 9, which is the closest thing you're going to get to diamond in most of the stones you're setting, they can get damaged by tools, especially if you're using sanding tools like a corundum or a carborundum, which are the same material basically as the stone itself. So, looks like we've got a finish here. That gave us a nice little rounded bead on the top of these prongs, and I think a little bit of buff and ultrasonic and seam, and we'll have a finished piece. A pretty engagement ring with a very beautiful sapphire, the Montana Sapphire from our American Mined collection. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're interested in any of our commitment rings or Montana Sapphires or any of our other stones in the American Mined collection, please check out the links below. If you've got any questions, please feel free to contact us. Thanks.